So now we know what habits we want to create. We also know that these habits are going to help us lose the sense of time. So let's now design the ideal day. And let's say you've picked three habits which you really want to do, right? So let's say the first one is playing the piano. The second one is learning a new language. Let's say learning Spanish. And the third one is working on your upcoming book. Now these are just random ideas that I'm throwing, but let's say these are the three habits that you've decided to pursue. So I'm going to just write these habits down right here. Right? So learn the piano, work on the upcoming book, and learn Spanish. All right. So the habit is essentially to learn a new language or to play a musical instrument or to write. That's the habit. But this is matching that habit to what makes you lose the sense of time or what you want to do, or if you still prefer to call it by the old word, your goal, but now disguised as something which makes you lose the sense of time. So now we've mapped this correctly to your goals, the habits to your goals. So we have these habits in place. So how much time do we need to spend on this, and how do we design the ideal day? So here's the thing. Now these are good habits for you, but what are good habits in general for you? What is the world saying is good for you, right? So being fit is good for you, for sure. Eating healthy is good for you. So these are the things that you should combine with these habits. So get inspiration from the world, because it's been tested, guys. This is good for you. You know this is good for you. You can make it a habit, because this is your opportunity to make habits. Now, I would suggest making up to 8 habits which you can do daily. So make 8 daily habits. That's the magic number which works for me. If you're really aggressive and you can go all in, maybe you can do 10 or 12. But hey, 8 I found is enough for me. So I've made 8 daily habits which I've squeezed in my ideal day. So you have learned the piano, work on the upcoming book, learn Spanish. So let's say these are the 3 most important ones. So I'm going to give them 2 hours each. All right. And the reason I'm going to give them 2 hours each is that it takes at least 1.5 hours for you to reach the state of flow when you're losing the sense of time. The state of flow, guys, is the new happiness. So give 2 hours for each of these activities, and then you have a lot of hours in between which you can fill with things that you like to do, or things that you should be doing as per for your long term running and your human body to function properly. So it could be going to the gym for an hour. Anything beyond an hour is too much in the gym, or eating healthy, or cooking yourself if that makes you lose a sense of time or enter a meditative state. It certainly does for me. So that's something that you can include. So once you have these 8 habits and 3 most important tasks, so I would suggest keeping 3 DWS is what I call it. It's called deep work sessions, right? So you have these deep work sessions, and here's what a deep work session is. It's a tight bubble of focused work and effort to usually to create something new or to create something original, but it can also be used for any kind of work that you do. And this tight bubble of focused work or effort should be done alone. It should usually be done alone. If your work involves working with another person, then it's a different thing. But when you really want to get inspiration from inside, you should have a deep work session alone. So learn the piano, work on the upcoming book, learn Spanish. Let's say these are the 3 deep work sessions. You have a book, you have a channel where you're learning Spanish from. Maybe you have a teacher for piano, so you need this other person, but you're making sure that it's a tight bubble of focus, work, and effort. Now, how do you do that? No phones, no distractions, no social media, nothing else in these 2 hours when you're doing this session. So that's a deep work session. And what I feel is, this is what I've noticed, the 9 hours of work an employee does in a company can actually be compressed in one deep work session. That's actually the amount of work based on the output. That's the amount of output that an average employee gets in a company. One deep work session is enough. If you're a really high productive employee, it's probably 2 deep work sessions, because there is no deep work possibility in a workplace, especially with this new pretentious open office setups and co-working spaces and all of that shit. You have no deep work potential. There are people who have created really remarkable work, like written the best books and come up with the best music pieces, or come up with theories and concepts which marketeers or entrepreneurs use till today. They were going in some house, sitting alone, and actually working on these concepts, not playing some stupid game in a co-working space and then getting this output. That just doesn't happen. It's not possible. All of the stuff that entrepreneurs and marketeers and all of these people are doing today, in their communities and in their open spaces and all of this can never match the deep work that was happened by the pioneers of any industry for that matter. So that's how you do deep work sessions. Now, these deep work sessions and all of the other daily habits like meditation, fitness, food, healthy eating, all of that stuff, or sleeping 8 hours, now has to go together. So we're going step by step here. It's very, very, if you follow this, it's very, very process oriented. If you follow these 6 steps, you have designed a productive life. So let's do this. Now we're going to put all of this together on a calendar. And I'm going to show you my calendar, which I'm following right now in the next video, so that you can follow the same. You can put everything on the calendar and design your ideal day on the calendar. So it's very ready for execution. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to put everything on the calendar and how my calendar looks right now. Ciao.